tomorrow or whenever, if you do have any damage reports that we need to go back and investigate and say, hey, was this a severe storm, things like that, the Weather Service, they go out and they do storm assessment, pictures and things like that often help us as well. So just letting you know, you can submit those on the First Alert Weather app. But here we go, a new severe thunderstorm warning now has been issued. So we've been tracking this out of Tuscaloosa County, and this has also included parts of Blount and St. Clair County. So this is the storm of the night. Thankfully, so far, we haven't seen this go to the level of tornadic thunderstorm, but it is producing some strong winds, and there's a chance that we could have some damaging straight line winds out of this. Okay, so this is closing in now on the city of Birmingham. We're getting the heaviest rain around Pleasant Grove, Concord, Hueytown. We gave you that first alert. There's Adamsville, Highway 269. So anywhere from the Old Gorgas Steam Plant points southward, right now you're getting some of the heaviest rain out of this storm at this time. Some intense lightning as this moves to the east, and this will continue. The best thing to do, Lauren, is go to future radar, and let's take this and let's just take it step by step. We're going to have to go just hold the map right there. Let's go back into where we were so we can see some of the communities, and let's zoom in just a little bit more. All right, let's stop it right here. Now let's just take it out. Let's go frame by frame. So watch the time here. There's midnight. So this is future radar. We're taking this out the next 60 minutes. So giving you some first alert times. Where will this go? So as we get closer to 12:15, by that point, we've got some of the greatest impacts: Inslee, Fairfield, Lipscomb, Adamsville, Sayre. Those areas impacted. Gardendale, it's going to be approaching us by 12:15. Fultondale crossing Birmingham by 12:20. So a first alert time, Irondale to Birmingham, Vestavia Hills, so the heart of the area. And actually the forecast data suggesting, Lauren, we may again see some quarter-size, nickel to quarter-size hailstones around Fultondale and Gardendale. There's Pinson. Let's stop it right here, 12:30. So we're looking at the Center Point Parkway up to Pinson, and you get in towards Turkey Creek, those areas there off to the north. You can see around Brentwood and Clay, Chalkville, Trussville. There's the Roebuck area, and there's 12:40. So by that point, we're past the East Lake area, and then approaching Springville, Margaret, and Moody. Let's take it out close to. So we're getting out 60 minutes from now, so you can kind of see an hour. Most of this is going to be into places like Aniana, crossing around Highland Lakes and Straight Mountain, Springville, Margaret, Argo, Odenville. 12:50. Okay, so by 12:50 expect those impacts. After that, just know the severe threat's coming to an end. Once this storm passes, that's going to be the last that we see. This is just a lot of rain and embedded rumble, some good sleeping weather behind this, but we do need to be alert for this severe storm as it makes its way into the area. Now, we looked at the north part of this storm, Lauren. Let's go in and kind of look at this area on future radar. Let's zoom in one more time and let's take this out. We've got the heavy rain right around Bessemer, Lipscomb, and Brighton. I mentioned that's now going to be moving its way across Oxmoor Valley. So here we go. There's the times again, close to midnight. We're going to take this out 60 minutes just to show you times of arrival. There's midnight. We take it out to 12:12, and the leading edge once again around Birmingham, around Bluff Park, the Hoover Met you see there pushing over towards Bent Brook Golf Course, and those areas impacted. There's 12:15. We'll take this on out to close to 12:30. Leading edge from Vestavia Hills through Hoover, crossing right around Lorna Road, crossing back around the Heatherwood Country Club area, back to the south, Valleydale Road, the leading edge, Altadena Woods, and those communities here, Caldwell Mill Road, that's going to be around 12:30. Looks like around the Pump House Road areas as well. Cahaba Heights, there's Cahaba Heights being impacted by 12:40. Dunavant being impacted by 12:40. So all these areas by 12:40 to 1 o'clock, some heavy rain, some gusty winds as that moves on through. But that's our future radar. You see there next 60 minutes. This is actually part of our radar system, our storm track system, some of the higher resolution data that we have in the system here, and it does one of the best jobs there forecasting where these storms are going. But that's the only severe storm. I know folks now are waking up if you're around Mountville, down to Greensboro, over to Brent. I know know you're getting some heavy rain, some intense lightning right now. That storm is non-severe, so we are paying attention to it, but it is not severe at this time. Just a lot of lightning, a lot of heavy rain. But hey, we're staying up with you here tonight in the First Alert Weather Center since we have declared a First Alert Weather Day. We know a lot of folks, we've had so many questions and wondering about the weather, and we're staying on top of it, and might as well just give you the minute by minute on this as it impacts the heart of the area here, pushing through Birmingham, and a lot of rain, some heavy rain now around Bessemer. And once again, the initial reason we popped on television is this. We're getting indications here that it might be about to produce a tornado, and then it backs off. So hopefully, here we go again. We're seeing some indications of a little bit of spin. Hopefully it doesn't go to that next stage, but we are keeping a watch on this line as it moves through. Certainly going to get some gusty winds, and that is around Powderly. I mentioned anywhere from Frenchtown and over towards Miles College, and all those locations there are right now getting some of the heaviest of the rain pushing through Birmingham. Lauren, do you have any reports you want to pass along? I know it's late at night, and that's the one thing, you get at this hour, it's tough to take pictures or get a lot of visualization when it comes to, what some of these storms are doing out there at this time. A lot of rain, and really just so far what I've been seeing is small hail reports. There was that one report in Tuscaloosa, quarter-size hailstones out on the University of Alabama, but that was the last report I saw.
Yeah, Wes, what I do want to draw folks' attention to is that we've had some more counties cleared from the tornado watch. If we look across West Alabama, Walker County, Fayette County, Tuscaloosa County, Pickens County, Sumter County, and Greene County now have been cleared from the watch, so we can sound the all clear for you that severe threat is over. But now that severe threat is shifting to the I-20-59 corridor, getting along and west of I-65, and also south of I-20-59. So this is gradually making its way across. The one cell we definitely want to keep an eye on is this one that is moving into Jefferson County, western Jefferson County. And as Wes was noting, it's this little appendage here on radar near Fairfield and just to the west of Birmingham, really in West Birmingham, that we've got to keep a close eye on this storm as it moves through. So if you're seeing this, like, what is that random cylinder there? That is our system picking up on the possibility of some rotation on this as it moves across Bessemer Superhighway. And so this is getting actually close to I-20. It's pushing off to the northeast. So we want to look at some of our products here. I'm checking to see if we have any reports from the National Weather Service. The National Weather Service in Birmingham, they do such a great job of not pulling the trigger unless they're absolutely sure, because they want to keep that false alarm rate down. And they're just very skilled at what they do. So we're going to keep a close eye on this and see if we get any updates from them. But this one cell has been the one that is just trying to cause some trouble.
Yeah,
you see these
every couple of scans we start to see rotation again.
Right, yeah. So and this is the type of environment. We've kind of been talking about this all week. If we were to see a tornado manifest, it was going to be a little isolated, likely a brief spin up. Now on the northern tier of this line, outside of Alabama and Tennessee, where we saw those damaging, deadly tornadoes today, in that area, there was more upper level support for this system for that severe threat to manifest, which is why we saw those more robust storms that produce the tornadoes. That's not to say we couldn't see a tornado tonight, but the dynamics were a little different up there. But now this is kind of that prime time for us. If we were going to see anything, this is going to be the time for that to happen. So if you are in Vestavia Hills, Hoover, living along Highway 31 and around Homewood, we are seeing some strong winds moving in, and this is what we're watching closely for rotation as it approaches the Birmingham metro area. But so far, this rotation looks fairly broad. So I think even if you don't see an isolated tornado out of this, you are going to be hearing some strong wind gusts coming through, and there's some intense lightning on this as well. As we pull up our lightning counter, this has about 60 lightning strikes on it in this one particular cell. And we were just noting from the National Weather Service, one of our friends over there, noting that this rotation that is approaching Homewood and Hoover is broad, but we're keeping an eye on it. Actually, just what I was saying, the gusty winds are really what we want to pay attention with. We know gusty straight line winds can be a pain all on their own. If you've had a severe thunderstorm come through and you happen to get damage from straight line winds, you know sometimes if the winds are intense enough, that can be on par with a low end tornado. And I think Wes right now, if I can tell, he is actually pulling up some of our First Alert sky vision cameras so we can get an idea of this storm, actually put some eyes on it as it's moving into western Jefferson County, West, where we're watching this broad rotation.
Yeah, that's right, Lauren. You'll see here on our camera, this is from Adair Tire in Gardendale. We've had some intense lightning happening in that area. You can see the rain coming down at this time. 63 degrees, winds north at 10 miles per hour. So these storms pressing through. These are severe storms right now. If you're waking up, you're getting that first alert here in Gardendale. These are severe thunderstorms that are now making their way through Jefferson County. It is 12:10 in the morning. WBRC First Alert Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt, along with meteorologist Lauren Linehan. We are breaking in for a First Alert Weather Day. We've got some weather coverage here for you because earlier we were watching storms that were moving into Jefferson County, and we started to see some rotation with those storms as they moved into Tuscaloosa, and that's when we went on television and we thought we might have a warning coming, and we just stayed on this. You can clearly tell a very ominous sky. We've got a low cloud base here, a low ceiling with those clouds moving into Jefferson County, some heavy rainfall. This is the view looking back to the northwest from Grandview Medical Center right now, where the temperature is 63 degrees, but that lightning, it is popping. Actually, let's go back, Lauren. I was noticing right in here and already see that heavy rainfall back there to the north that's about to move into the city. So we got some heavy rain here about to impact Birmingham. You're probably hearing those rumbles, a lot of loud rumbles. Look at the lightning starting to pop here. The view from the McQuain Science Center. And this is a live look from downtown Birmingham. So I see a lot of cars there still, folks out and about tonight. But make sure you get to where you need to go because it's about to be very windy, 40, 50 mile per hour winds. We could have some severe wind gusts here through Birmingham and also some very heavy rainfall. Summerton, one thing to point out is the temperature is 59 degrees. So you go a little bit further north, that stable air is really starting to take over in those areas to the north, but still looks like there in the Summerton area, a lot of rainfall. Let's jump back over to another camera. This is a bit further south, but that's in the Oak Grove right now where it is 67 degrees. So we are looking at right now, we need to go back to our radar once again. We're seeing some strong rotation here, and this is right around Homewood. Meteorologist Lauren Linehan, we are zooming in on this. So right from Vestavia Hills to Homewood, we got some strong winds being indicated. And Lauren, we can just go ahead and let's just turn this off, and let's get in really close here. And of course, this isn't far from us, actually, here on Red Mountain, where we're seeing these stronger winds. So we're going to be able to, of course, give some observation here to this, and typically the winds are often, wind speeds are higher here where we're located at Red Mountain. We often get those gusty winds, and we've had some intense lightning already tonight. But Homewood right now, there's Grove Park, Cullum Place. I'm just trying to look. Let me look at the map here, Lauren. I'm just having a tough time seeing. I need to zoom in a little bit closer. I just want to see some of these areas. So there's Lakeshore Drive. Okay, so Lakeshore Drive right now. So this is pushing through. There's Lakeshore, Highway 31. If we can get our camera at Brookwood Medical Center, that's going to give us a good view of this, what's going on out there in real time as this moves through. We have a camera that is located at Brookwood Medical Center right here, so we'll be able to bring that up. But the winds, according to this, we have some. Do we have a good view?
Yeah, it's
okay. Let's go back. Can we go back to our graphic system here? So this is a live look from Brookwood Baptist Medical Center.
There it is.
Yeah, we've got the strong winds now here on Red Mountain, so we've got some intense winds. You can see it is whiteout conditions right now in Homewood. Folks, we got some severe thunderstorms moving through the area tonight. This is a nasty storm at this time, and folks, I just can't stress enough, you need to be off the road. People right now on 280 are caught in all this. It is just a blinding rain, but on top of that, we've got winds with winds that cause what you see right there. It's almost like being in a hurricane or a tropical storm. I mean, you can just see the blowing rain, and it's whiteout conditions, gusts likely over 40, 50 miles per hour, but that is crossing right now in Homewood at Lakeshore Parkway. We've got some very strong winds there tonight. So this is a severe thunderstorm, and wow, did you see the lightning there? Yeah. It's just almost continuous in that camera view. But a live look from Brookwood Baptist Medical Center as severe thunderstorms move through the area, and it almost looked a little bit like a glow to that. Did you notice that? Yeah. Almost like a green glow. When you see that sometimes, almost a greenish glow with a severe storm like this, that is telling us that we could likely...
We're getting reports of hail in Homewood.
Well, there you go. That's an indicator of hail, and that's why we're seeing that. But we've got some strong winds, and you can see even, it looks like little pieces of debris. You see that flying by the camera, and actually we just lost the feed. We just lost the feed. Let's go back to, well, there we go. There's the feeds coming back right now. So again, folks, if you're waking up to this, this is a very intense, severe thunderstorm right now pushing through Homewood and Birmingham, pushing through Jefferson County, and actually we're seeing those impacts. We do have hail falling right now.
We're getting reports of trees down in Hoover.
So we're getting reports of trees down in the Hoover area at this time.
And reports of hail in Homewood.
Yeah, it's hailing right now.
Yeah, we hear it here at the station, actually.
Yeah, we have large hail falling here on Red Mountain right now with this storm, and actually, Lauren,
small circulation on the south side of Alabaster, Wes.
And I don't know, folks, if you can hear this, but I'm just stepping. I'm not walking outside.
We can hear it, Wes, through your microphone.
Yeah, so you can hear the large hail that's hitting the door here outside the television station, and actually, I just want to walk around and take a look to see what size that we're seeing here. And yeah, it looks like we may have perhaps dime size falling here on Red Mountain right now, but it wouldn't surprise me if we had quarter size hailstones or greater. And I know for a lot of folks, Lauren, that is certainly, I mean, you can clearly tell it is really rocking here on Red Mountain. Let's go back to radar and let's get out ahead of this.
Wes, I actually just noted too that around Alabaster, they're noticing some rotation has been developing, the National Weather Service, and this is right near the radar site, so it's a little hard to see it. But this is south of what we're dealing with now here in the Homewood area.
So Regent Lane, per Hoover Fire Department, we've got an entrapment now being reported. As meteorologist Lauren Linehan's saying, that is in the Hoover. If the newsroom, if you're listening, we're getting some reports here now of some trees down and some impacts in the Hoover area. Reports coming in out of western Jefferson County, out of Concord and Hueytown. A large tree branch that was partially blocking the road. Let me see here, I'm getting a report also. Okay, so we have at this point getting some reports of just a lot of reports coming in of strong winds now pushing in through Jefferson County. So folks tuning in right now, we have a severe storm. The strongest winds now about to cross, or they should have crossed. Let's get in here closer. Is this the latest scan?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you were in Shelby County. Let's get in back to Birmingham. So 280 right here. 280, the strongest winds have crossed 280. What we were just seeing on our camera. And Hutch, if you're listening in the back, I don't know, you might want to, if you can take our other system and put it in a double box, we can see that camera and we can show folks here on TV. But that was at Brookwood Medical Center. But those strong winds now, we're getting the hail, the damaging winds now pushing out towards Crestline, Mountain Brook areas, and now there's Crestline Gardens right there. I mentioned Crestline. There's Brookwood Road. So Brookwood Road, Cherokee Road, those areas. There's Overbrook Road. That's another area you can see, and now it's continuing to press on some of those stronger winds. Here's Interstate 459. So just trying to look. can we back out the view a little bit? Okay, so yeah, here's Liberty Parkways right here. So there's Liberty Parkway, there's Overton Road and Liberty Parkway areas being impacted. So this is pushing through Cahaba Heights at this time, those strong winds, and where we could be dealing with some tree damage at this time. I know this is waking you up there if you're around Brookwood Road. It's not a tornado, it's a severe thunderstorm. We're most concerned at this time for straight line winds. I know when you look at this is showing strong rotation, but a lot of straight line wind gust over 40, 50 miles per hour. That's what we're seeing with this as this moves onto the east direction. But let's back the view out and go into Shelby County as well, Lauren. You can see those winds there, 63 miles per hour. And Lauren, you were talking about Hoover, and in these areas, some of those stronger winds have now pushed, let's see here, looks like over towards, looks like it's crossed Highway 280 now. Yeah, we're still seeing around Liberty Park, again, some of those stronger winds. But most of this is now through Birmingham, the heart of Birmingham, and now pushing in towards East Birmingham. So East Birmingham right now feeling the impacts from this severe thunderstorm that is, it's on the upper end. You know, now what we do with severe thunderstorms, and I don't know if you have seen this, Lauren, if this is what's being classified as a destructive storm or significant storm, but I know we do have levels of severe thunderstorm warnings. But this particular one, certainly from the observations you could tell on the camera, it packed a punch here on this Sunday morning as it moved through Birmingham. Any other reports that you're getting? I know a lot of information coming in right now.
Yeah, Wes, it's just suddenly National Weather Service chat has been lighting up with reports of, it looks like we're actually, I'm going to pull this up right now. It looks like we're getting reports of power outages here in the Birmingham area. You remember we were looking at that not long ago, about 20 minutes ago, and it was more so an issue in Tuscaloosa County. I'm going to see if we can get an idea of how many in Jefferson County. About 3,500 customers without power right now in Jefferson County. And I imagine as this storm continues to push eastward that we could see that number grow. This is the same storm that moved through Tuscaloosa County that we just kept saying, man, this is the one to watch. It's pretty gnarly. We're seeing 6,000 customers without power right now in Tuscaloosa County as well. So if you live somewhere like St. Clair County, Etowah County, Blount County, I would be mindful that this same storm that does have a history of producing damage, a severe warn storm, does have the possibility to bring power outages in your neck of the woods as well, because we've been getting reports of some downed trees and power lines as this storm moves through. I will note that the National Weather Service said this is not a situation at the moment where they're looking to pull the trigger on a tornado warning because the rotation is broad. But as I was saying, it does not have to be a tornado to cause damage. The severe thunderstorm, as it's been moving through, we've been getting reports of hail in Homewood, 5 points, and also seeing reports of strong wind gusts as this moves through. What I will note is that as this is pushing east of Birmingham, as it's moving along I-20, notice that pink there just to the north of 459. That could indicate some more hail that is falling. I don't want you all to go outside and look at what those hail sizes are now, but possibly after the storm passes through, you can give us a better idea of those reports on social media or let our newsroom know. As far as where is this heading next? Well, some very heavy rain moving through Mountain Brook. If you're in western Birmingham, the worst of it has moved through for you, but you can see Avondale, Irondale, up towards Bel Air, getting towards Fultondale, Coalburg, over towards Trussville. Trussville, you're actually going to be next in line as this storm moves in. So the possibility of some damaging wind gusts and hail. Look at how this storm is structured. We mentioned that pink, which could be indicating some hail here, but look at how this is bowing out. If you think about how a bow and arrow is shaped, that bow, that right there is likely some strong wind gusts that are moving right along 459, getting closer to Trussville. So if you're in Trussville, a first alert, that's some very strong winds and some loud booming thunder is going to be moving through. There is a lot of lightning on this storm as it's moving through, but I think the big concern is not just the lightning that could cause power outages, but if we have damaging wind gusts associated with this. We had been getting reports of damaging wind gusts possibly over 60 miles per hour in some spots, and We are watching our rotation tracker here. Just because it's popping up red doesn't necessarily mean that we've got a rotating storm where you could produce a tornado, but that rotation, there could be some broad rotation that could be causing some straight line winds. And that's what we are seeing here just to the south of Pineview, around Brentwood Hills, Hampton Place, and Hunters Hill. And that is 459, where it looks like the worst of this is packing a punch west with those strong wind gusts.
Okay, Lauren, and we're going to stay on top of this because we're getting reports here all around the Birmingham area, especially down in towards Hoover. Hoover Fire Department reports a large tree on a house at Valley Street, no injuries. Hoover Fire Department also reporting a large tree on a house at Regent Lane. Thankfully, no injuries reported there. We're seeing a tree down on Sally Springs Road in Etowah County, a tree down on Sally Springs Road. So if you are going to be traveling once these storms pass later on this morning, just be careful out there because we're seeing a lot of these reports coming in of down trees, and want to make sure that you are extra safe out there this morning. Let these storms pass. We've got extensive power outages right now in Mountain Brook and Vestavia. And I think, Lauren, when we were looking at those camera views a few moments ago, we were seeing some of that in Vestavia. We were seeing some of the power flashes in those areas from the strong winds moving through. But several transformers have blown in that area, and that's according to Shelby County 911. But a lot of information coming in at this time. We've been seeing a lot of these small circulations, but so far, National Weather Service are saying they're going to keep this just a severe storm at the time, but you can see that this doesn't need to be a tornado to cause some problems, and that's exactly what we're getting here. We've got winds 50+ miles per hour now, and most of this, the timing is lining up. You know, our future scan said around 12:20, and here we go. That first alert there, Trussville and Springville, these storms arriving. It's 12:25 in the morning. Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt, we declared a first alert weather day. Finally getting some much needed rain across the area tonight. Worst of this weather right now is along this line that we are tracking, moving through Jefferson County. This is closing in on Trussville at this time. Acton, we're starting to see the flashes of lightning. We're starting to see the winds picking up in places like Leeds at this time as this moves on to the east direction. And I actually got a report a few moments ago, pea-sized hail and some intense lightning in Concord. But also, if we go to this view, let me just show you, this is what it's looking like in Leeds. This just in, so lightning starting to pick up there. You're going to have those strong winds like what you saw, 40, 50 miles per hour moving into that area. But there's the storms now approaching the Leeds area in Birmingham. A lot of folks up here with us tonight, and it's just amazing. All the weather watchers and the volunteer reports and times like this stay up late with us and help share this information. It's critical information, so we can see what's going on and validates, you know, some of these areas where the Weather Service, we haven't issued any warnings for tornado warnings for this storm, and mostly what we are seeing, a lot of straight line wind related reports. But Barber Motorsports Park, right there around the shops of Grand River and Leeds, these are areas where we're getting some of the strongest winds at this time. Lauren has kind of cut through the clutter. We've taken off the rate. We've taken off, you're not looking at rain, you're looking at where we have strong winds. And you can see that's at Barber Motorsports Park. And conditions from the Greyhound Raceway areas back towards Irondale, Holiday Gardens, Crestline, East Lake, the risk has ended. The strongest winds have pushed on to the east. This is around Barber Motorsports Park right now and tracking along the I-20 corridor. Looks trustful. I know we were getting some heavy rain, some intense lightning, but the stronger winds you can see down in this area. This is what we need to watch as this moves to the east direction. So tracking storms moving across the area, let's reset the stage. I want to back the view out so you can see. We've got some reports in parts of Cherokee County. We might have had some strong winds earlier, some trees down in some spots there. Areas back off to the north and east, but nothing severe at this time. But we are still under a tornado watch, folks in Anniston and in Talladega County, down into Shelby County. The strongest storm at the moment is this one that just blasted through the Birmingham area, and it's closing in now on Trussville. Some gusty winds, some heavy rainfall. When we looked at the data, some of the strongest winds were located in this southern part of this line, the southern flank between Alton and Grants Mill Road, and that's going to be tracking into Leeds. You can see the Leeds area next in line, so giving you that first alert as this moves on to the east direction. And then further south, you get in towards Oak Mountain. I know parts of Shelby County here. I want to touch on what's happening here because folks have been reporting, hey, we're getting some heavy rain, some gusty winds. What's happening out there this morning? It's non-severe. It's just below the severe level, but you're getting some heavy rain. And I know it's getting a lot of attention because we haven't had rain like this in quite some time. But finally, we are getting some much-needed rainfall, and those winds are picking up. But Oak Mountain State Park, you can see covered up with the rain at this time, the leading edge, now moving into Chelsea. Chelsea, this is a thunderstorm. We've had lightning. Actually, lightning's turned off. Let's turn the lightning counter back on, and you can see there showing over 50 strikes. So it's popping. You're going to hear some loud rumbles around Chelsea very soon. Westover, a first alert. Yellowleaf Creek Estates and areas back in towards Harpersville. This is going to be moving in your direction, but it's non-severe. Hopefully it stays that way. Some borderline storms as well for our friends in Centerville. You can see right now in Centerville, we've got some heavy rain, maybe some small hail in the Centerville area happening right now. Let's see if we can bring in some of the storm components on this. And let me update what we got. Let me update this. So there we go. We've got